was praying the breviary with my cup of coffee in the living room, I kept hearing this sound outside. I figured, well, it's raining, maybe it's wind or anything like that, until I went out a little bit later and there was no wind. At which point, when I go out the back door of the house and there's a squirrel sitting on top of the roof. When I went around the house to get the newspaper, the squirrel was in a missing brick in the chimney, right in the middle of the chimney, staring at me. Apparently, I have a squirrel problem at the rectory, and the little bugger kind of smiled at me and waved before he went back down into the chimney. Now, you will not find me on a ladder up there trying to get this, well, there's already a cap on the chimney, but trying to get the squirrel out. You won't find me on a ladder trying to fix the hole in there, because I don't really know how to do either one of those without me getting hurt and without probably causing more damage to the chimney. And it makes sense. It's probably most of us here are probably in the same boat. If we had a problem like that, we call somebody in who knows how to handle it, someone in to help us to take care of the problem before that. We get that when it comes to our homes and perhaps our cars and other aspects of life. And yet we're asked this morning by the readings why we don't ask for help in the spiritual life. We try and take on the role of God, while at the same time saying we seek to live in a relationship with God, and yet we try and do this whole spiritual journey without Him. And just like me trying to fix the chimney, it's not going to have a good outcome at all. In the specific area that we're being focused on today is living as Christ and seeking to forgive those who've hurt us, who've angered us. Jeremiah offering a prayer to God for those who are seeking to kill him. Jesus' last words on the cross, a prayer, asking God to forgive those who put him there. And here's the killer thing. Beginning of the season of Lent, we were called by St. Paul to be ambassadors of Christ, to be ambassadors of his love and forgiveness. On Holy Thursday, we'll hear from the Gospel of John, the Last Supper. And Jesus will tell us, I have given you a model to follow. As I have done, so you must do. Next day, forgiving those who have put him on the cross. We too are called to forgive those who've put us on crosses, to forgive those who have angered us, who've hurt us, not just superficially, but hurt us deeply. And here's the thing, we can't do it on our own. On our own, we justify the anger. We justify even hatred. And yet neither of those are gospel values. None of those are the signs or the fruits of a heart in love with God. Those are actually signs of a fruit of the heart focused on ourselves. So we're reminded today of our need for God's graces. We're reminded, as we were yesterday, the gospel, of that humility. To ask the Lord for his help to be examples of compassion and love and forgiveness, even to those who've hurt us, even to those who've angered us. Otherwise, we'll never find that peace and joy, that love of God that we seek so much in our lives.